There's a name that just entered the coaching carousel that I don't think is getting a ton of pub yet that probably should be. And that's Raiders offensive coordinator, or former, I guess, Raiders offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly. Should a team be interested in hiring Chip Kelly as their head coach? I think the answer to that question is yeah, probably. Obviously, it depends on school. It depends on fit. But when you look at the teams or the programs that have vacancies, I think that there are a lot of schools who would probably benefit from having a coach, and we'll get to the reasons why this might not work in a second. But there are a lot of schools who would benefit from having a guy like Chip Kelly leading their program, just from a strictly name recognition / recruiting ability. Now, by the time that this is released, obviously I'm recording. It's Thanksgiving. Do you think I want to spend Thanksgiving in this room by myself? In some avenues, the answer to that question is yes. But you can't tell me that a school like Colorado State, like UAB, and even Oregon State, or I think you could probably argue Cal, should be interested in Chip Kelly as their head coach. Because while it didn't go well for him as the offensive coordinator of the Vegas Raiders, I think first I would argue, I don't know that it was ever going to go well for Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator of any NFL team. He just doesn't feel like the NFL offensive coordinator type to me. He feels like a college offensive coordinator, college head coach, where the stakes aren't all that high, and maybe that's what makes him more attractive at a school like UAB or Colorado State than Stanford or Cal or Oklahoma State, Auburn, Arkansas, whoever. And I know that maybe the knock on Chip Kelly was that he had become kind of disenfranchised with the entire college football process now, especially recruiting. And I understand that. I understand the idea that you're going to chase 16 through 22-year-olds and tell them how great they are in an effort to hope that they will sign on to your program. Probably sucks. I can get on board with that. And I also can get on board with the idea that you can, if you know that that's a weakness of yours, and sometimes no one is half the battle, if you know that's a weakness of yours, getting somebody or getting lots of folks on your staff who recruiting is their main job, you might not care as much about the X's and O's as much as you do the ability to get the Johnnies and Joes to your campus. Yeah, I think that can work. But Chip Kelly undeniably is a good, especially offensive mind. As an offensive coordinator, helped lead Ohio State to a national championship. Has coached Oregon in the national championship game. Did things with the Ducks that nobody else has ever accomplished. Before or since. And they've had good coaches since Chip Kelly. And I know that hiring somebody that just got fired might be a difficult sell at a place. And I don't think I'm tossing out Chip Kelly at a place like Cal, Auburn, LSU, Florida, Oklahoma State, Penn State, etc. I think it's more of a Oregon State, Colorado State, UAB type situation rather than the big-time Power Four. Because you do have to win the press conference, as much as I like to complain about that being one of the thought processes of like, well, what if? I don't think that matters at a place like UAB or Colorado State, because you know what? At UAB or Colorado State, hiring Chip Kelly, I think, is winning the press conference. That is going to inspire the boosters. Hey, this guy who helped lead Ohio State to the national championship, this guy who coached Oregon in the national championship game, is coming to our school. is going to instill confidence in boosters, in the fan base. It's going to draw butts to seats. It just is, because whether you think Chip Kelly's a good coach or not, he's a big-time name. And so, yeah, I think especially as perhaps the carousel rolls, should Alex Golesh leave South Florida? Should Eric Morris leave North Texas? Should some of these group of 5 school head coaches get jobs? I think it makes all the sense in the world for those group of 5 schools to at least kick the tires. Maybe Chip Kelly, and he has not been shy about, like, the reason he left UCLA to go to Ohio State to be an assistant coach, taking a demotion in title, was because he's like, I'm sick and tired of the administrative, all the other bull crap that comes with coaching football. I want to coach football. That's what I want to do. And that helped motivate him to say, I'll take millions of dollars to be the offensive coordinator of the Vegas Raiders. That's fine, because you know what? All my job is going to do is entail all my job duties. My job description includes coach football. And when that's all you're into, I totally get it. Maybe there's been a change of heart. Maybe there's been now that I've had the opportunity to just coach football, I don't want to work under somebody else. Because I think we've all been there, right? We've all been in, if I got to run this thing, this is how I would do it. And then you sit there and you work for somebody else and you're like, this guy doesn't know his ass from a fistful of sand. I can do this better. Now, I'm not saying that would be the case, because it certainly seems as if Ryan Day at Ohio State is a real good football coach, and I think it's hard to argue that Pete Carroll, the head coach of the Vegas Raiders, is also a real good football coach. So I don't think it's ridiculous. Like, I think it would be somewhat ridiculous to be like, after coaching under Pete Carroll, who very well someday could be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I think Ryan Day, who is on the trajectory of a college football Hall of Fame head coaching career, if you coached under those two guys, the likelihood that you came to the realization of, I'm sick of working for jackasses, it's time for me to get back on the high horse and lead a program myself, feels somewhat short-sighted and probably unlikely, but it is a possibility. And if you go into it with the situation of, okay, he's going to get paid by the Raiders no matter what, so I might not have to pay him all that much money. I can dedicate some of that money to assistant coach salary pools, to where, hey, guys, I need you to recruit your tails off, because Chip ain't really all that interested in doing that kind of stuff. It can work. And even if Chip Kelly coaches at a group of 5 school for 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and then ends up propelling himself back up the college football coaching ladder because things went so well, okay, big deal. Things went really well for a group of 5 school, whether it's in the MAC, Sun Belt, Mountain West, Conference USA. It doesn't matter. Anytime you can hire a winning head football coach and one that has a track record of doing pretty well, I think you take it. And so I'm interested to see how, when, or maybe if Chip Kelly's name starts to be associated with some of these open jobs over the course of the next couple of days and weeks, or maybe more likely, the jobs that happen to come open not because of a firing, but because of somebody elevating themselves up the tier list, up the hierarchy of college football. I think that it's a name to watch, because would you be shocked if he said, I'm ready to get back into the college game? Because I don't think I would be in the slightest. I think that makes a lot of logical sense. And so I wonder how that's all going to shake out over the course of the next week or so. Because I'm here to tell you, if he wants a job, I think he can get a job. It just has to be at the right place. I want to know your thoughts. Do you want to see Chip Kelly back in college football? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that matter. And if you wouldn't, why not? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, have a great Thanksgiving with your family. I hope you have an awesome Thursday, an awesome Friday, Great football scheduled for Saturday. Really looking forward to it. I'm thankful that you listen, you watch, that I get to sit here in this spare bedroom of my house and blabber on about college football. It's immense gratitude that I have that people pay attention, read, watch, listen to what we have to say here at Saturday Glory about college football, the Big Ten, and more. So from me to you, thank you. Thank you. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. That'll do it for today's episode of the Daily Huddle. I appreciate you making us a part of your day, however it is, wherever it is you're doing so. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you get all the great college football content we're pumping out. If you are listening on the podcast feed, drop a 5-star review. It goes a long way in helping out the channel. I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Huddle.